Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the fact that Bitcoin is falling deeper below a very key and important moving average. So if you're new to the channel and you want to show some support, please leave a like and subscribe. So this green moving average is the 200-week simple moving average. It takes the average closing price of the last 200 weeks. And as you can see, we can go back to prior bear markets and we can see how this roughly corresponded to the bear market bottoms. If we go to January and August of 2015, we can see how we had bottoms around this moving average. If we go to 2018 and 2019, we can see how the bottoms were once again along this moving average. And really the only time in history where we went pretty far below it was March of 2020 on this capitulation, where we actually had a candle wick that went all the way down about 27% below it. And that took us to this next moving average in blue, which is the 300-week simple moving average. So keep in mind that we are below the 200-week simple moving average today, and it corresponds to around $22,600. So this is pretty uncharted territory where we have a few candle closes below this moving average. If we go all the way back, we can see how really the only time we had some candle closes below it was this candle in March of 2020. We did have a candle close below this, but the next candle closed above it, and we quickly reclaimed it. If we go back to 2015, we can see how there was a very few here that had basically been closing below it by only a few percent. But currently, again, we're down pretty far below this. If I take a measure move, we are down about 10-11% from this. So we do want to see this reclaimed. If we don't, then most likely my expectation is a retest of this low and eventually grinding down towards this blue moving average here, the 300-week. So if we are starting to grind down lower to that moving average, we really would like to see some sort of bounce off of that area. And again, that corresponds to around $16,500. But if we start to do something like this, we would want to see a strong bounce off of that. That would probably take us back up to above 20s, because if we don't, then we really run the risk and the possibility of moving below this, and really that is uncharted territory. We've never been below the 300-week average in the entire history of Bitcoin. Now do keep in mind though, the 300-week simple moving average has only existed since 2016 and on, because you need a minimum of 300 weeks to get this data. And basically, if we are starting to move below this, that'll be definitely uncharted territory, and that will actually correspond to a pretty significant drawdown in the event that we do lose that. I don't expect we will lose it, but most likely we could see some sort of wick below it, maybe for a brief period of time, maybe similar to the COVID low where we had a wick below the 200-week, but the next week we had a candle close above it. Something like that is my expectation if we do lose this level for a brief period of time. But that if we are starting to retest the 300-week simple moving average, keep in mind that would correspond to a 76% drawdown. So obviously it would be a pretty significant drop here, and it's certainly not out of question. We have basically seen these types of drops in bear markets in the past. This 2017-2018 bear market we had was around 84%, so definitely not out of question. But I think it's sort of an uncharted territory because once again, we've never tested this 300-week simple moving average, and if we were to go below it, that could potentially open the door for holding it as resistance. And if we're holding a 300-week average as resistance, that is definitely not good for the long-term perspective. But my expectation is most likely we won't see that. And in the event that we do lose this, it would only be for, say, 1 or 2 weeks. So that's the end of my sort of update regarding this 200-week simple moving average and the fact that we have fallen below it. I hope you guys did enjoy, and as always, I will see you in the next one.